12th class for economics. You are having formulas like there: APC, MPC, APS, MPS. APC consumption by income, APS saving by income, MPS change in consumption by change in income, and MPS change in saving by change in income. These are the formula you have to learn, and this formula can be used while missing figure question will come to you. So this is the formula, all formula, and you know that APC plus APS is equal to 1 and MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. That we have discussed. Here it is proved that APC plus APS is equal to 1. You have to take the formula consumption by income. Like you can take the formula likewise. Income is equal to consumption by saving, and then divide all these items with income. And there you will get C by Y is equal to APC, S by Y is equal to APS. So there you get that APC plus APS is equal to 1. In the same way, MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. MPC change in saving by change in income. MPS change in saving by change in income. Change in consumption. MPC change in consumption by change in income. Now you can, what you do? Change in consumption plus change in saving is equal to change in income. Now divided by all with change in income. There you will get MPC plus MPS is equal to 1, because change in consumption by change in saving is equal to income. So there you will get MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Now these are the questions which is given 203 page of your book. There you have to solve. Saving is given, income is given. Now you have to calculate marginal propensity to consume and average propensity to consume. So through saving, income minus saving, you will get income, you will get consumption. So here plus 20, then 50 minus 10, 50 minus 50, there is a income is equal to saving plus consumption. So 50 is equal to minus saving plus consumption. So here we will get the consumption 60. And likewise you will calculate the consumption. This is the MPC, change in saving upon change in consumption upon change in income. You will get the change by just 40 is the change here, and then 40. So 40 is the change here, and here for calculation change in saving for the first item minus 10, new minus old. So that is also in minus. The new minus old, that is minus 10 plus 20. So you will get the change of 10 over there. No, it's a new minus old, minus 20, 50. So likewise you will get the change in saving. This is change in saving, and now this is change in income is constant, that is 50. So 10 by 50, that is 0.2. Here MPC is 0.8, so that definitely MPS will be 0.2, because MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. And now that is change in saving 10, and there is 50. So 10 by 50, that is 0.8, again 0.2. Then this will become 5. MPC in this question is changing, that is become 5, 0.4, and here 30 by 50 will get 0.6, and again 0.6. So MPC is changing, so definitely MPS will also change, because MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. So in this question it is going on, but otherwise this is a question numerical, so they can do in this way, but otherwise MPC is throughout the constant when you are doing any numerical or when you are taking any example. So likewise this is a missing figure question of 9th. MPC is given 0.75, and the formula is change in consumption by change in income. So here I am just calculating the MPC, that is change in consumption is 75 at all the points, because all the points MPC is 0.75 and change in Y is constant, that is 100. So change in consumption 75, 75, 75, and now the consumption, I am starting with the consumption. Saving is 30, because minus 30 is at zero level of income, so consumption is here 30. 30 plus 75 plus change 105, 100 plus 75, 180, 185 plus 75, 255. And here APC has been calculated, that is consumption upon income, that has been asked. Saving you have to calculate, definitely income minus consumption is equal to saving. So 100 minus 105, here the saving minus 5. Here is the saving 200 minus 180, 300 minus 255, that is 45, that is the saving. So this is the marginal propensity to save. The formula is change in consumption upon change in income. So change in consumption is 75 upon 100, 75 upon 100, you will get the MPC. Likewise you will get this. Now the next question is the 10th question. Here the formula of consumption function, that is at autonomous consumption plus BY. B here is MPC. So in this question, 100 is autonomous consumption, B is 0.5, that is MPC, and Y is income. And B is equal to MPC, and here you can say that is change in consumption upon change in income. This formula I have to learn, that will be used in other questions also. So this is the consumption function. So if anybody can say that what is the consumption function, then you will write down this formula, and B is MPC, change in consumption upon change in income. So 1 2 3 4 things are there. 3 things will be given and 1 you have to calculate, and 1 can be anyone. And if you will put income over there, then you can calculate the consumption. If you will put consumption over there, then you will get the income even. So this is the question given below the in the economy. With the help of numerical example, show that this economy, as income increases, APC with decreases. So they want different level of income. First of all, the income is taken as 1500, 2000, 1500, 1500 and 2000. The both income they are taking. So if you put income over there in the place of Y, 0.5 is MPC, autonomous consumption is 100, then APC will be 0.57. APC will be 0.57 because consumption is 850, and 850 upon 1500, that is 0.57. Now if income is 2000, then consumption is 1100, and then APC is 0.55. Here you can prove that if you will increase the income, then definitely APC decreases, like it is decreasing from 0.57 to 0.55. Now find the autonomous consumption. Here you have to calculate the autonomous consumption and total consumption, where saving function is this. Now saving function, what is the formula of saving function? Saving function is having the formula minus autonomous consumption plus 1 minus BY. 1 minus B represented that 1 minus MPC, and that will be MPS. And what is the formula of MPS? That is change in saving upon change in income. This is the all correlated item. So minus autonomous consumption you have to taken here. What is given over there, that is minus 100, that is autonomous consumption, but in negative 0.5 is the MPS. So if you will deduct MPS from 1 from minus MPS, then you will get MPC. Now in the same way, saving can be calculated. If you will put income over there, then you will get the saving. So there are 4 items: saving, autonomous consumption, MPS, and income. Out of 4, 3 will be given and 1 you have to calculate. Out of 4, 3 will be given and 1 you have to calculate. So their saving is equal to minus 100, that is autonomous consumption is given negative, and minus 5 means MPS, and income you have to calculate. Income is given 1500. So what they want autonomous, find autonomous consumption. Autonomous consumption is 100 because there is given the autonomous consumption minus 100, so autonomous consumption is 100, and total consumption. So they want us to calculate total consumption. Basically consumption they want to calculate, and so you have to convert this formula. There is a autonomous C, bar C plus MPCY. So bar C is 100. MPC, how can calculate? 1 minus 0.5, that will be 0.5 because 1 minus MPS is equal to MPC, and 1500 is the income. Here is the income. There you have to put. So after calculating all these, 1 minus 0.5, 0.5 into 1500, they will get 850 is the consumption. So this is the formula you have to use, that MPC is equal to 1 minus MPS. So here the total consumption is there. Next question is find consumption and saving when autonomous consumption 100 and MPC 0.5 and Y is equal to 2000. Is there greater increase in income as compared to consumption when the income changes to 2500? So here everything is given but consumption is not. So first of all calculate consumption at 2000 level of income, that is 1100. Now he is saying that if the income is 2500, then what can be the consumption? So in this case here the saving is to be calculated. 2000 minus 1100, 900 the saving, and if saving is 900, then consumption is 1100. Now the income is 2500. So after getting income 2500, again putting in the same formula, you will get the consumption 1350 and saving 250. So change in income is 500, but change in consumption is 250. So yes, definitely when there is an increase in income, then there is an increase in consumption. It has been proved. Now the next question, at what rate consumption is increasing in the economy when MPS is 0.5 and autonomous consumption is 0? Draw a diagram even for this. So at what rate consumption is increasing in the economy when MPS is 0.5? So when rate of increase in consumption, that is represented by MPC basically, because that is the flow of, that is the you can say slope of consumption is MPC, and rate at which consumption will increase, that is also MPC, and rate at which saving is increases, that is MPS. So MPC you have to calculate, that is 0.5. 1 minus MPS is equal to 0.5, and there you have to show this by taking the hypothetical example. Likewise, there you get the 0.5 as a MPC, and there suppose 50 income and 25 consumption, and then 100 income and 50 consumption. So there is increase in 50 in income and increase in consumption 25, and then you will get 0.2. This is the hypothetical figure I have taken. And then draw the diagram of consumption. Consumption is to be started from, they are saying that autonomous consumption is 0. So they are taking this in the numerical, whatever has been given, they have to follow. So consumption is 0 starting from the origin, and then you will get the MPC over there. So this is the increase. This is the increase in income, fine, and this is the increase in consumption. There you can show also, they can be asked in the question and show MPC in the diagram. In this way you will show the MPC. And if they will say that show APC in the diagram, then you have to give the name this item T1. So here will be P1. So consumption by income is a formula here basically. So consumption is, this is the consumption TP, and this is the income OP. So TP by OP, that is the APC. And here also P1 is the name given over there. So this is the consumption and this is the income. So T1P upon OP1 is equal to APC. So likewise you can get the APC on both the points. So if it is given the question, then show the MPC or APC in the diagram, then you can show like this. Now find the change in saving when 2/3 of income is always spent as consumption. So if the 2/3 of income is always spent as consumption expenditure, and the current income is 1,500 more than the initial income of 50,000. So that is more means you have to take the 50% and then you have to add it up in 50,000. This is the current income 75,000. So initial income is 50,000, and change in income, because earlier it was 50,000, now it has been increasing as 75,000. So in change in income is 25,000 here. So now 2/3 is change in saving. Find change in saving when 2/3 of income is always spent. So that is the MPC over there. Now you have to calculate MPS. 1 minus MPC, 1 minus 2/3 is MPS, and that will definitely come as 1/3. So here it has been calculated that if that is given the question, this one income is to be spent, if the consumption increases, decreases, then definitely this is MPC. 2/3 minus 1, that is the MPS 1/3. Now the formula of MPS, change in saving upon change in income, and here you will calculate the change in saving, and that is asked in the question, find change in saving. So there the change in saving is there. Now find change in saving when this and this income has been there. So this is another way of change in saving is to be calculated. Income is equal to consumption plus saving. So consumption expenditure is equal to 2/3 of income. So saving is the 1/3 of income. So 1/3 of income, earlier the income was 50,000. So saving was this one 16,666. And if there is if the income is 75,000, then saving is 25,000 over there. And you can get the change by deducting initial saving from current saving. So you can calculate this from these two methods also, this way or this way. You can calculate individual saving then deduct it, or you can calculate directly change in saving with this MPS formula. This is another question for income is there, APC is there, and then you have to calculate saving. So with saving, APC you can calculate consumption, that is the formula you will use. APC, the formula you will use, APC is equal to consumption by income. APC is given, income is given. So by putting in all for all, you can calculate consumption over there, that is 80, 60, 160, 200, 240. Now saving you can calculate income minus consumption, and marginal propensity to consume you have to calculate. Basically saving and marginal propensity to consume. For marginal propensity to consume you have to calculate change in consumption, that is 80. 80 is there. Then it will be change, that is 40, then 40. So your MPC is 0.8 with 10.4, 0.4, because 80 by 100, 40 by 100, and then 40 by 100. Now you have to do all those questions which I have done just for you. You have to calculate all these questions yourself. And now the next topic is, that is in chapter 8, short run equilibrium. output. So what is short run equilibrium output? Keynes said that short run is defined as the period of time where technology remains constant, and that is a short run equilibrium output. Once the full employment has been increased, when the full employment has been achieved, then there is no point that aggregate supply can be increased, so output can be increased. These are the 2 points which you are to learn. By this, technology is constant and employment cannot be aggregate supply cannot be increased once the full employment has been achieved. So this is the main point. फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट का मतलब जब सब लोग कंट्री के काम में लग गए तो आप एग्रीगेट सप्लाई कैसे बढ़ाओगे ना, नो बडी इज़ फ्री, नो बडी इज़ स्पेयर, सब लग गए हैं, तो अब आप जितना एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ाना है बढ़ा चुके हो, जितना आपका फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट होना है वो हो चुका है, तो आउटपुट उसके बाद इंक्रीज़ नहीं हो सकता. हेयर आउटपुट इज़ रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय एग्रीगेट सप्लाई. ठीक है. सो इन केस ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम, हम इक्विलिब्रियम ढूंढ रहे हैं इनकम एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट का, तो अब एग्रीगेट सप्लाई इज इक्वल टू एग्रीगेट सप्लाई इज एग्रीगेट डिमांड इज इक्वल टू इक्विलिब्रियम आउटपुट. तो अब हम एग्रीगेट डिमांड को एग्रीगेट इफेक्टिव डिमांड भी बोलते हैं व्हेन इट इज इक्वल टू एग्रीगेट सप्लाई. सो एग्रीगेट सप्लाई एग्रीगेट डिमांड वी हैव डन. एग्रीगेट सप्लाई के अंदर आपको पता है क्या फॉर्मूला आपने लगाया था. एग्रीगेट सप्लाई में कंजम्पशन प्लस इन्वेस्टमेंट लिया था और एग्रीगेट डिमांड में कंजम्पशन प्लस सेविंग आपने लिया था. तो जब ये दोनों चीज़ें बराबर हैं देन यू आर इन ऑन इक्विलिब्रियम आउटपुट. सो एग्रीगेट सप्लाईज कैन ऑल्सो रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय वाई. ये एग्रीगेट सप्लाई कंजम्पशन प्लस सेविंग, एग्रीगेट डिमांड कंजम्पशन प्लस इन्वेस्टमेंट. एग्रीगेट सप्लाई इज इक्वल टू इनकम एंड एग्रीगेट डिमांड विल बी सेम, दैट इज इक्विलिब्रियम level of output. These are the diagram we have just made. Aggregate supply is there. We have made that is a line of reference, upward sloping. Divide this quadrilateral in 2 equal halves, and this is the diagram for investment. That also you have made that investment is autonomous, so it will be constant at all level of output, and basically that is a private investment expenditure, but it is considered as autonomous over there. Now the next diagram is for income and consumption. So earlier consumption is more than income, here consumption is more than income, then it is equal to income, then income is more than consumption. This is the behavior of income and consumption with increase in income. So in all the diagram you have to show income on the x-axis, and on y-axis you have to show for whatever curve you are making or whatever line you are drawing over there. That is, for example, consumption you are drawing over there, so consumption expenditure. Here income is there, aggregate supply, so aggregate supply you can show over there, aggregate expenditure also you can show over there, and here income, and there you can show investment expenditure. This is a table that has been made in your book, that is income, consumption, and then that again investment, then aggregate demand. Aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply over there. Income is equal to consumption at this point, and there income is equal to aggregate demand, which is equilibrium level of output. So when aggregate income is equal to aggregate demand, that is equilibrium level of output. And drawing all these curve under one diagram, that is level of income is there and then expenditure is over there. So this is the investment 20, which is constant at all level of income, parallel to x-axis. This is income, that is a line of reference starting from origin and making 45-degree angle. Consumption is there, and this is aggregate demand, red line, this is aggregate demand. Why? Because that is always above the consumption, because aggregate demand is equal to consumption plus investment. So aggregate demand and consumption, they both are parallel to each other. Why? Because difference is constant, which is always investment. So this is the investment, which is the difference between the aggregate demand and consumption. So likewise you can draw all the diagram but for equilibrium what you have to see only income and aggregate demand. Now by just extracting all these two curve and making another diagram likewise. So this is the diagram which is showing income and aggregate supply, aggregate demand. This is aggregate supply, income, and this is aggregate demand. So there both are intersecting, and that is the point of equilibrium. So at this point they both are equal. There the demand is known as aggregate effective demand. This is also aggregate effective demand, and there is a point they both are equal. Equilibrium is there definitely, but there is the point where aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, and this is the point where aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand. Now what you are to do in this situation, if that occurs in the economy, when they both are not equal, then how they can be equal? What is the situation which makes them equal? Now this is the point, and here you have to learn that aggregate demand is the plant aggregate demand, and aggregate supply is the plant aggregate supply. Now the point is where aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand in the diagram, then what will happen? That when aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand, then that means supply of goods and services in the economy tend to exceed the output demanded by the people. So basically aggregate supply will increase, and as a result what will happen? Producer will be there with the unplanned inventory. Definitely they are having some they are having the inventory which is unsold. अब जो प्रोड्यूसर है वो बहुत ज़्यादा सप्लाई कर रहा है और उतनी डिमांड इकोनॉमी में नहीं है, तो उसके पास एक एक्सेस इन्वेंट्री हो जाएगी। इन्वेंट्री का मतलब स्टॉक हो जाएगा गुड्स का जो कि नहीं सेल हो रहा होगा। तो इसके लिए वो क्या करेगा, इसके लिए वो अब प्रोडक्शन को कम करेगा, ठीक है। और प्रोडक्शन को कम करने से क्या होगा, लोगों की इनकम, डेफिनेटली प्रोडक्शन कम होगी तो इनकम भी कम होगी। इनकम कम होने से क्या होगा, जब इनकम कम होगी तो अपने आप एग्रीगेट डिमांड कम होगी, क्योंकि एग्रीगेट डिमांड का पार्ट है कंजम्पशन। तो डेफिनेटली कंजम्पशन डिक्रीज़ होगी तो एग्रीगेट डिमांड अपने आप डिक्रीज़ होगी, और एग्रीगेट डिमांड डिक्रीज़ होके अपने आप यहाँ पर जो एग्रीगेट डिमांड यहाँ पर डिक्रीज़ होगी प्रोडक्शन के कम होने से, वो अपने आप एग्रीगेट सप्लाई के इक्वल आ जाएगी। देखो, एग्रीगेट सप्लाई यहाँ पर एग्रीगेट डिमांड के हिसाब से अपने आप को एडजस्ट करती है। जब एग्रीगेट सप्लाई एग्रीगेट डिमांड से ज़्यादा है तो जो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं नाउ दे आर हैविंग एक्सेस इन्वेंट्री। अब उनके एक्सेस इन्वेंट्री तो सेल हो नहीं रही क्योंकि इनकी एग्रीगेट सप्लाई ज़्यादा है सिचुएशन में। तो क्या करेंगे, वो अपनी प्रोडक्शन को कम करेंगे, उतना कम करेंगे जब तक वो एग्रीगेट डिमांड के इक्वल नहीं आ जाती। दे विल डिक्रीज देयर प्रोडक्शन बिकॉज दे आर हैविंग एक्सेस इन्वेंट्री, ठीक है। यहाँ पर एग्रीगेट सप्लाई, व्हेन एग्रीगेट डिमांड इज मोर देन एग्रीगेट सप्लाई, जब एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई से ज़्यादा मीन्स पीपल आर प्लानिंग टू परचेज मोर देन द प्रोड्यूसर आर प्लानिंग टू प्रोड्यूस। तो इस केस में क्या होगा, एग्रीगेट डिमांड अगर ज़्यादा है तो एग्रीगेट सप्लाई इस केस में क्या होगी, नाउ प्रोड्यूसर विल, जो प्रोड्यूसर के पास स्टॉक है वो एकदम से सेल होगा, नाउ दे विल स्टार्ट टू प्रोड्यूस मोर। अब वो ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस करने से क्या होगा, ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस करने से यहाँ पर जो इनकी जो अनफुलफिल्ड डिमांड है दैट कैन बी कोप अप, उसको पूरा करने के लिए वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, ठीक है। उसके बाद स्टॉक, वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्टॉक बनाएंगे, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन करेंगे, और जो प्रोडक्शन है वो अपने आप एग्रीगेट सप्लाई को इंक्रीज़ करेगी, वो अपने आप एग्रीगेट डिमांड के इक्वल हो जाएगी। सो देयर एग्रीगेट सप्लाई विल एडजस्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू एग्रीगेट डिमांड एज पर द केन्सियन थ्योरी, ठीक है। बस ये आपने दो चीज़ें बतानी है। तो आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछेगा व्हेन एग्रीगेट डिमांड इज मोर देन एग्रीगेट सप्लाई और लेस देन एग्रीगेट सप्लाई, देन व्हाट विल हैपन। तो आपको ये डायग्राम बनाना है इसके अंदर। ये आप चाहो तो इसको टेबल के हिसाब से बनाओ, अदरवाइज यू कैन मेक विदाउट टेबल। Just you know that aggregate supply starting from the line of reference and the origin, and aggregate demand is above that and starting from the intercept of y-axis due to they both are consumption and investment, both are starting from the intercept of y-axis as investment is autonomous। देख रहे हो, कंजम्पशन भी यहीं से स्टार्ट हो रही है, इन्वेस्टमेंट भी इंटरसेप्ट ऑफ y-axis से स्टार्ट हो रही है। डेफिनेटली बाय एडिंग अप दीज टू एग्रीगेट डिमांड विल बी अबव देन दैट रेड लाइन इज एग्रीगेट डिमांड विच इज अबव देन दैट। सो हियर यू विल टेक द एग्रीगेट डिमांड विच इज अबव द एग्रीगेट सप्लाई एंड एग्रीगेट डिमांड इज मोर देन एग्रीगेट सप्लाई हियर। अब एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई से ज़्यादा है, मीन्स पीपल जो है वो पीपल आर प्लानिंग टू कंज्यूम मोर, लोग ज़्यादा कंजम्पशन करने की प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं एग्रीगेट सप्लाई से। अगर एग्रीगेट डिमांड ज़्यादा होगी तो एग्रीगेट सप्लाई यानी कि स्टॉक प्रोड्यूसर्स का ख़त्म हो जाएगा और उसके बाद वो और प्रोडक्शन करेंगे, जिससे कि एग्रीगेट सप्लाई अपने आप एग्रीगेट डिमांड के बराबर हो जाएगी। और यहाँ पर अगर कम है, एग्रीगेट सप्लाई ज़्यादा है तो एग्रीगेट डिमांड कम है ना, सेम द प्रोड्यूसर विल एज हैविंग द excess of inventory and they will start to reduce their production and definitely aggregate supply will equal to aggregate demand again। तो आप यहाँ हो तो अपने आप यहाँ रिस्टोर हो जाएगी इक्विलिब्रियम, और अगर आप इस पॉइंट पर हो तो इनमें से किसी पॉइंट पर हो तो ये वापस अपने आप यहाँ पर रिस्टोर हो जाएगी इक्विलिब्रियम इफ़ यू आर इन द इकोनॉमी विच कैन गेट द इक्विलिब्रियम, ठीक है। इसमें टेक्नोलॉजी कॉन्स्टेंट रहेगी, ठीक है, और एग्रीगेट सप्लाई एग्रीगेट डिमांड के हिसाब से अपने आप को एडजस्ट करेगी बिकॉज दिस इज़ द शॉर्ट रन इक्विलिब्रियम आउटपुट। और एक बार अगर लेवल ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट आपका अचीव हो जाता है, जिसके बारे में यहाँ पर बात नहीं कर रखी, तो आपकी एग्रीगेट सप्लाई उसके बाद नहीं इंक्रीज़ हो सकती। यहाँ लेवल ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में बात नहीं कर रखी, फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में बात नहीं कर रखी, ठीक है। अगर फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक बार आपका अचीव हो गया, उसके बाद आपका एग्रीगेट सप्लाई नहीं इंक्रीज़ होगा, ठीक है। लेटर ऑन चैप्टर में, लेटर ऑन टॉपिक के अंदर बात करेगा वो फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट, अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट, ओवर एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में। तो यहाँ तुम्हारा सिर्फ एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई अप्रोच है, ये एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई अप्रोच है जो तुमने ऐसे बनानी है, और ये तुम्हारी एक्सप्लेनेशन है, बस तुमने यहाँ तक करना है, ठीक है।